Start now by Yerushalmi Simplified, Maseches Demai, Daf Gimel. Istaifu at einem, v'hu meshamas adeim bnei anovim, or anovim meshamas adeim bnei yerek. He's still watching because of other things. He's not really interested to watch this. Im nichas hu apoil v'ayis makpid olav asu mishim gesel. If the worker is going to come in and the balabais is going to be makpid, it's also mishim gesel. That's the halacha. Ule by Rabbi Shmuel ben Rabbi Yochanan tell a story like this. Rabbi Yosi Yehuda nichlas lechel mit mesuyafas. They came into a certain field with Sorach behem Hashem and Moshe Rabbi Yosi Rabbi Yehuda's yada mehem. Amalei Rabbi Achoel shekvanas Yishu habal mehem Yochanan boya tzauchat amal hachen. How can you say that this Yishu? The Shomer says, the Shomer yells. How can you say the Bible? Amal Yochanan Yosu makshe. He is asking good. It means it's a good question. We don't understand. How can he say that achoil? What do you mean? The Shomer is yelling, don't eat. How can he say that it's hefker? The Shomer is makpid, so how can you say it's hefker? Rabbi Yosi maksh. Was dit pliga? Asiya is bakurnus. Shabachat. Semen shmoch. Im begin fil nishmar peturim. Al me botla daita kim the rubim ein makpidem. If it's in a chotzer, it's okay. But if it's beginner, afilan nishmarim chayom, because if it's in a garden, it's not in the yard. Even it's nishmarim means batla daitoy. So here also, even if the guy yells, "Get out of here!" It's batla daitoy. It's hefker. It's batla for meiser. It's not the noise of gesel. So the one tama yachol loymer I call him kuloi lefanecha. Come on. There's so many of these spices, so he can say, I'm watching it. So here the Shomer, he can say, look, there's only very few left now, very few of this left. I'm watching it. So if you don't know for sure, okay, and it's a Svara that Butler that probably is not makpid. That's what we had before. Probably you don't have to assume that he's makpid. The staifa te'enim im nichas apoyel balabayis makpid means only if you know for sure Balbais is makpid. But Mestoma, we can assume that he's not makpid. And that's why Mishnah says it's potter. Does not Stamus Yofas is potter from the Mai, because it's hefker. But if you know for sure, then it's a problem. If it's in one basket, we'll see exactly the details, that we have these novelist means the late things that we can see it. There's a way we can realize that these are not good quality. So these are sold together with the regular dates. Chayavas, if it's in the same basket. What's the story here? What means chorus? If it's two baskets, one on top of the other, or one on the side of the other. No. Then it's for sure potter. That's not a problem. Only if it's a mamish ma'urif, the same basket, then we say that it's chayiv. Even the mesuyafas are chayiv. Even the mesuyafas. The novelist. The novelist means the one that fell down early. I mean, we had in the Mishnah, novelist tomorrow. We had in the Mishnah that they're potter from Meiser, the potter from Demai, novelist tomorrow. But if they are sold in the same basket, then we say the novelist are chayiv. We're talking that these novelists fell over the tree before it had a chance to give us oil. It's a certain measure of ripeness. So again, we're talking here about noivlois that are sold in the same basket. So you say that a chayev because they're mixed with the other good ones. Only if they're already the action is baka on noiv for chayev b'miros. If you say atzmi yichayavas, leis yachol. So no. If it's separately, we say no. Even if it's titles oil, we know that this is noiveless. We know for a fact. We can see on them that they're noiveless. This is the big cloud. It comes from hefker. It's potter. That's the din because of hefker. It's not a kasha. Why it's potter? It's potter. We're talking even from vada here, not like a shlokish. Why it's potter? Because it's hefker. But if it's together with other ones and it's a tilus oyer, then yechayev. This is the mahalach from Rav Mana. Chanina ever said, so let's make this 2 paragraphs. Chanina says different mahalach. He says no. Chanina Omer, no. Shaloi tilus oyer nakiyam. Davka os poiter on noiveless. Him shaloi tilus oyer, afilu meravas may p'tur. I'm asking the opposite question now. Talking that these noiveless are not ripe yet. But if it's not ripe, so who cares? It's not ripe. Who cares that it's so then we say that then we say that if meravas it's chayev. That's the case where we say meravas is chayev. Someone's asking, why? Why do you need meravas? What do you gain that's meravas if it is lo yatilus ha'oyer? It didn't come to the level of ripeness. So why should you say that it's chayev at all? It's the din is a fruit that's didn't reach a certain maturity is potter, totally potter. My answer is Yachol Amar Shimon Shmuel Rabbi Yosi b'Shimon Aviv Eshkol Shebika boy Gargi Yechidi, a certain cluster of grapes that even one of them became Kulei Chubla Meiser. The whole thing is Chayv Meiser, even if one of them is ripe. So here also, you have one basket. So we say this tree has, I'm not sure if it means the tree or the basket. Since in this basket there are ripe ones, so Me'ikar Din means if you know for sure that this is not hefker, yechayev. The only reason why we say it's potter, that's why meravas is chayev. Meravas is chayev. There's no din of a ptor because it's not ripe yet. That's not a good ptor. What is the ptor? Ptor is if it's separate. Okay, when we say it's potter, that's our Mishnah. Mishnah says it's potter. So according to this, we can say a new reason why it's potter, because it didn't come to a level of ripeness yet. That's why it's potter. So we have like a new reason now, instead of saying because it's hefker or because it's the kalam sheba Demai. You have a new reason here why to potter these noiveless, because they're not chayav b'maiser yet. But if they reach the level of if they're meravas, then we say no. If it's me'urev, then the whole thing is chayiv. Because matamar made the chayavas, and we don't need to say the reasons because we can say because then it's chayiv. Because we don't use the other heterim that it's hefker or other kulas. So it's a different mahalach how to learn the sugya of noiveless. What specifically the Rabbi Yosi ben Omer, Rabbi Zeira ben Omer, Rabbi Zeira ben Hilla. He said like this: Yosi ben Omer, Rabbi Zeira ben Hilla. Chad Omer kadein, Chad Omer kadein. Like the v'zeh. אלא שהטילו סעור חייבס, שהטילו סעור פטורס. So one of them, we have here Rabbi Zira and Rabbi Hilla. Chad Omer Kedain, Chad Omer Kedain. Means, we have here Rabbi Mona and Rabbi Chanina. They're trying to, which case are we talking here that we say that if they're meravis, they're mixed up, they're chayiv. One says kishetilu soyer, one says shaloyetilu soyer. So one of them said like him, one said like him. Says that no, there's no such thing. The Chachamim argue on Rabbi Yosi Rabbi Yehuda. Chachamim pliga al Rabbi Yehuda. What do they say? No, like the bezeh, like the bezeh. Oh, ashetilu soyer. Oy loyatilu soyer. So the Chum argue, they hold that eshetilu soyer, if it's mixed up, the noiveless with the others, the ones that eshetilu soyer. So we're seeing now the machloikes explaining the machloikes to Chachamim and Rabbi Yosi Rabbi Yehuda. Chachamim the pliga Rabbi Yosi Rabbi Yehuda Oimrim. Like the Rezeh, Lat like Ramana that explains Shapoyte Tilu Sa'oyer, Gom B'fnei Atzmon. That's what Ramana says. That there's a case where even Tilu Sa'oyer is potter. Like the Rezeh, like Reb Chanina, that's Machayev by Loy Tilu Sa'oyer. When is that? When it's Me'orev. Ella, a Chachamim that Rabbi Yosi Rabbi Yehuda say has nothing to do with anything about Meravis and not Meravis. It only depends, according to Chachamim, that argue with Rabbi Yehuda, it only depends on one factor. Tilu Sa'or Chayavis, even if Ne'atzman Chayev. Why? Because it came to the level of ripeness, and we don't care the fact that's noiveless, doesn't matter. That's what Chachamim say. Even if Ne'atzman Chayev, Tilu Sa'or Paturas, even Meravis. Because then it didn't come yet to the shear of ripeness. That's the shit of Chacham. So we're talking about this noiveless and Makaras and Matmarim about the chiyuv of Meiser. And it really doesn't matter here. This sugi doesn't matter. Doesn't seem to matter anything about the Mai and Meiser. That's really not the issue here. You're talking a general rule about Meiser. It doesn't talk about. It's important to realize that this sugya here doesn't mention anymore the Mai. So this is a general statement. It doesn't do with the Mai anymore. Next, Vagufnam Shmira, it means fennel dill. Ma'aben Yehuda mein Gol. It says that Yehuda, Mishnah says where it's potter at Chometz, before this, Vagufnam Vanitzpa. All these things are potter. Be Yehuda, Oig, Vachometz. So the Gemara explains what is the difference which area. Ma'aben Yehuda mein Gol. When the man masal beglila shemera shamar mora man masal loch im tavlaya. Who put you together with tavlaya? The Omer be Gol potter be Yehuda chay. Moshe Omer hashomer yishmecha ba'alich. He knows noch hamokim metavlina. Be Gol ho imotzi b'chol hamokim. That's why in Gol it's hefker. Gol is hefker. Kuzbara. In man maslach, same thing. What do you see the mashal? In ma the maslach from tevlaya do Omer be Gol chay Yehuda patur. That's the opposite. Tanya, Omer Yida, V'shoyna Yochayim Shv Yida Potem and Amaiser Oitzim Yerim Et Tahara. Then it's Sochem, but Yochayim Machmatim even Temet. The only place where they could provide vinegar was from Temet, and Temet is spotted from Demai. But Achsher Yain Machmitz Chayev, the Chashin Hashem Mani Yain. Machlef V'shit Deb Yuda. Tanin Taman Amatam Maras Amayim B'mida Maskem Dosi Potem. Dem Chayev, B'kor Yom Ochen. So there he says that it's chayev. So who cares that they bring it from Temet in the olden days? They bring it from Temet. And made it hefker. Rabbeinu Omar, Rabbeinu says, Rabbi Yemi asked the question, Leis Ador Pliga Rabbi Yochanan Biur b'kol Riman Al Riman Shekmoyin Rabbi Yiputur. I'm according to Rabbi Yochanan that says because it's hefker. A roiv is hefker. So we go, what's a roiv? Rabbi Yochanan is the one that says the Mishnah is based upon the Ptur of Rubam and a hefker. So who cares that a certain city that's Nishmarams? According to Rish Lakish, the heter is based on the type of the fruit. According to Rabbi Yochanan, it's based on hefker. Rabbi Yosi, the pasuk b'Shem Shamram. What does it mean? It's very similar to the answer before. It means Habashikmoina Shamram. Bin probably supposed to be boy benkalo fona b'yirbu kolim shaboyama. Doesn't matter. It's go bust the rave of the world. Demai ein lo Chomesh ve'ein lo Biur. What does it mean? Potem alois of Chomesh shepoid maser shein shel Demai. One pshat. Oichtem is maser shel Demai potem asofas Chomesh. Ve'ein lo Biur. You're not mechiv to be mevar erev Pesach. V'nechel lo einan. You can eat it for einan. V'nichas Yerushalmi v'yoytza. Amini kol tu mechitzas. V'abnes mi'ute b'drochem. V'noisne Yerushalayim. Am Arts, Michal Ois the Kesef and Choish, the Kesef and Choish, the Parach House, the Pez, the Mechaom, Yarza, Yala Pez, Yech B'Shalayim. This is the Mishnah, this is all the coolest that the Demai has. We have to realize in the sugya here that the Gemara brings down Shlokish, Shone Demai, Avad Chayom. Why Demai Kilo? We can say, to be very general, not to go into details, ki Moshe Kilo not going to go into details because we don't know according to Rish Lakish. It doesn't seem the Gemara uses according to Rish Lakish the reasoning of hefker. The Gemara uses it only according to Rabbi Yochanan. The Gemara doesn't use this reasoning. The Gemara keeps on asking question of Rabbi Yochanan that we see that it basically says that hefker, but it's meshumer. And here again the Gemara asks the question according to Rabbi Yochanan that Yirbu Kalariman. How can you say it's chayiv? Don't you say that that's hefker? According to Shlokish, it's not a kasha. You say no. This variety they didn't give the kula. So you see, Shlokish doesn't hold of this idea that it's because it's hefker. He says just Chacham gave certain fruits a special status. Okay, this is the end of Daf Gimel and Dalet. Gimel and Dalet together. Gimel and Dalet.